Let's do this.
Hi everyone, Andrew Rigg here from Canberra, Australia. I've got my awesome friend Grace Hart on the other side of the planet. Oh no, just in Queensland, which is not too far away. Okay, we're doing now an intro call or an intro well, video, whatever. Anyway, whatever it is, on creating and inviting your joyful other to more. Now, what this is about is actually getting you to move beyond the trauma and drama that people normally create in relationships with something more fun, more amazing, more creative. So it's rather than just being stuck in that old stuff. Does it really matter what happened 10 years ago in your relationship? No, it's been and done. Grace.
Absolutely, yes. Whatever you just said is awesome. It's true. What if it could be fun and joyous and spacious? And what if it doesn't need to be hard? And the other thing that I've really noticed is that people kind of think for it to be a good relationship, you need to work at it. Oh. And it's really, my interesting point of view is if you're working at it, and in other words, if it's hard, maybe there's a different way, a more joyous way, a more fun way. And for me, it's all about creating space. It's amazing what magic can show up when you be the space that you be, and by being the space that you be without actually putting anything on them. Like, what if your partner could actually be totally free to be them, all aspects of them, not have to put up any barriers to you or worry about, what they're going to walk into or anything like that. What if you're in total allowance of them? Anyway, so let's get to it. Does anyone have any questions, or how do you want to do this, Andrew?
Well, actually, the first thing that jumped out when you were talking was having to work at relationships. What's the point of view you have if you believe you have to work at a relationship? Is it that relationships are difficult? Is it that you've got to dominate the person, or you be subservient, or what is it? Is it something else?
Yeah, and for me, I think people have gotten confused with being committed to a relationship. So, if your relationship's going through something where you need to ask some questions, great, ask some questions. But ask it from a place of how much fun can we have, creating this? What else is possible here? Am I really even choosing this relationship anymore? But asking from a place of lightness, not from a place of trauma, drama, and upset. I mean, one of the things that Gary said that I loved, it was my very first 2 and 3, and he said, this reality functions on trauma, drama, upset, and intrigue. Now, guys, if you're functioning from a relationship that way, if you're buying into the trauma of it, he did this, she did that, how could she do that or say that, or, the drama is in telling the story and making it dramatic rather than it was just a choice. What else is possible now? And the intrigue of trying to understand, or trying to improve from the energy of something's wrong. What if you actually just went, what, I'm not going to do that anymore. First question is, am I choosing this relationship, right, Andrew? Would you agree that that's pretty much the first? Do I want to be here?
Yeah. Do you actually want to be there? If not, choose something else.
Yeah, and from a place of lightness.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to leave. It's just choose something else. So,
yeah, that's a really good point.
Can you talk a bit more about that, please, Andrew?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Okay, when you're in the upset and the intrigue, often the person where even I used to go was, it was time to separate. And it was like, my wife was going, why are you going there? And it was really, that's what I had taught, that when there was some sort of upset in the relationship, it was actually time to separate. And, I've seen that in relationships, that my siblings have got in my parents, and but it's like there is another choice there. It doesn't mean you have to separate. What if it was that it was something that you both needed to look at in the relationship? What if you stepped into creating something different in your relationship? What if it was about just choosing the joy and the lightness rather than staying in that trauma, drama, upset, and intrigue?
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, I mean, and one of the things too is about the back doors, because that's, Andrew, you just spoke so beautifully that was me. It's like if it just smelt like a little bit wrong, I was like, okay, bye-bye. this isn't for me. See ya. And it never occurred to me that to ask the question, am I still choosing this person? Does this person expand my universe? Because sometimes you can just have a bad day. And also the other question that saved my ass was, who am I being? Because sometimes I'd be like my mum in my relationships, and I'm like, ew. So, so sometimes I ask, who am I being right now? Because maybe you're not being you.
Yeah, okay. So what does being you in a relationship mean?
Good question. Awesome question. Oh, you're actually asking me. I thought you were going to let us know.
Well, I'm asking anyone. What does it mean to anyone who's watching or listening here?
Come on, you can speak. You can do it.
Well, shall we give you a hint?
All right, I'll go.
Yay!
Here. For me, when I'm being me in relationship, it's where I'm working from that space of fun and lightness and just a general relaxed way of being. Like, even if you're doing something hard or tricky, it's a bizarre thing, like, to get your head around from just going work at it, as you said before, to actually just going, oh, actually this can be light and fun. Like, the business, the relationship that Grace and I have together is light and fun. And even when we've been doing really icky stuff for us that's brought up a shitload of things, like when we're talking about money, oh my God, that was horrible in some ways. But because of the relationship that we have together, it was light and fun as well. And we just pissed ourselves laughing half the time, and the other half the time it's like, okay, what's that? Some questions.
Actually, Lorraine, that what you just nailed was like, what is it? What can I do about it? Can I change it? How do I change it? You know, rather than, as Andrew said so beautifully, looking to the back door to run out because it's smelling a little bit off today. What is this? What is actually going on here? You know, what is it? What can I do about it? Can I change it? How do I change it? And it's, I think that one of the reasons why Andrew and I did this is, what if relationships are choice? And what if it's an every 10-second choice? You know, a lot of people think, oh, I've chosen the relationship now and that's it. You know, it's like, well, hang on a minute. What if that's not true? What if you're actually inventing it? Well, I shouldn't say inventing, creating it every 10 seconds. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, rather than going into oh, fuck, I'm married now, it's going to create...
Oh, God.
Okay, I've been married now for 10 years. Well, we've got a house, we've got kids, we've got a mortgage, we've got...
tick.
Yeah, okay, so if I leave, it's going to create this and this and this. Really? Is any of that actually going to occur? Or is it that you are just choosing the reference points that you were brought up with, rather than choosing something totally different?
Yeah, and sorry, go, honey.
What if the relationship wasn't about trauma, drama, upset, and intrigue? What if it was about the joy, the lightness, the fun?
Yeah.
Can I throw something in?
Yay! Yes.
Yeah, well, what's really occurring to me as you're speaking, and everything you're saying is awesome, but one thing that really just jumped in was, like, Grace, you talk about one of your main things is planet problems and planet possibilities. And I just feel like that's relevant for absolutely everything in life, but applying it to what you're talking about right now is just would be such an incredible gift for people to hear from you a little bit more about that. Along the lines of, okay, when you're presented with a challenge in a situation within a relationship with a joyful other, you know, how that can actually, well, almost shapeshift reality. Well, it does.
Shapeshift's a great word. Honey, you said that beautifully. I mean, what if you woke up every morning and in every 10 seconds when you were with your partner, you were in planet possibilities with him instead of planet problems? You know, what if you made love from a place of planet possibilities rather than planet problems? And it's a total mindset of, okay, if you're truly choosing this relationship, choose it. close the damn back door, be there, be committed to you, to the relationship, and ask a whole lot of questions. And, you know, one of the things I loved about Andrew and I doing this is there's elements that I'm really good at. I'm really good at being fun in relationships. Like, you know, I had a 14-year marriage and every freaking day was fun. To the point where people would stop us on the street and say, are you in your honeymoon or is it your anniversary? And it's like, no, this is pretty much how we be every day. And, you know, what if it could be like that? What if you enjoyed your enjoyable other every day as if it was the first time? That, to me, that's what it was like. I'd literally wake up in the morning and go, hey, what can we do today? And you're really cute, you know, like as if I'd seen him for the first time, like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. And you're in my bed. Like, this is a good day. You know, what else can you do that brings the laughter, the joy, the spontaneity back into your relationship? And Andrew's, you know, he's got a joyful other. Their relationship is awesome. Can you speak about that, honey? Like, just how you guys function in and as?
Well, yeah. Well, we don't choose planet problems. We choose planet possibilities, so to speak, in our relationship. It's you know, obviously earlier on in our relationship, there's a whole lot of stuff. You know, we've moved on from all of that. We're actually creating a whole lot more than we ever have. We're having more fun. Sure, our life has gotten a lot busier in so many different ways, such as doing this sort of thing. But having the joyful other, you know, having her in my life, it is a contribution to my life. It's not a drain. It's not something I dread. You know, I do enjoy waking up next to her. You know, we're not going to the place of, oh fuck, you know, what's she going to say now? Or you know, oh, you know, how can I create it in such a way that I would have control on the relationship? We just don't go there. You know, it's not. That's not fun for us. It doesn't create any more. We're not interested in the who's dominant in the relationship or anything like that. We're interested in actually creating something new, something greater, something amazing in the relationship.
Actually, honey, what you've just spoken about takes me to that thing of, even if you've got an awesome relationship, what if there's more? I was always searching and seeking for even greater than the day before, the moment before. And that's where questions come in. And also the point that you made, Andrew, like, you changed it around. You asked questions. You went from one type of relationship to something so much greater and greater and greater.
Yeah.
And how many people out there aren't choosing that?
How many people are staying in their relationship because they're married, or because they've got a mortgage, or because they've got something there that's tying them there, and they actually don't wish to be there anymore, but they're still in that relationship.
Yeah, and really that's what this call's about. It's about what is truly going on for you and how do you change this? And look, it might be asking questions. It might be choosing a different energy to be in the relationship. It might be having that awareness of, okay, actually I do need to leave. And how do you do that with ease, joy and glory? You know, my second husband, it was super easy and super joyous and super glorious. We celebrated our beautiful 14 years and what else is possible. And we raised Izzy beautifully. So there's so much that's possible if you're willing to ask questions and come from that expansion of how much greater can it be. Is there anyone out there that has any questions? I mean, I know it's a free call. You might not want to get into the sticky stuff straight away, but, you know, if you wanted to ask, is there anyone out there with a question? Waiting.
Well, I kind of have a question. Or maybe it's a statement that you could help me figure out what the question is.
Okay.
Cool.
Like, one of the things that that came just super aware today for me was trusting myself and how that creates out, you know, the real relationship, a true relationship. Because if you don't trust yourself, how can you even have one? So I guess now that I've stepped into this awareness, I would love contributions and questions I can ask to keep that momentum going.
Andrew?
Okay, yeah, trusting yourself is a really bad idea. It's not going to create anything.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I'm such a bad person.
Oh, you're so cheeky. I love that about you.
No, yeah, trusting yourself. Yeah, that's one of those 5 elements of intimacy. So, or having trust. So it's not about trusting the other. It's also trusting you. When you can trust you, you are able to step into being more, creating more, and having more fun and joy in your life. You know, the trusting you is also about you. You know how you operate.
Yeah.
So what if when you come to one of those sticky points, you actually chose to do something different, or chose to look at it, or just not go there at all? Does that assist? Do you have anything else to add there, Grace?
That's the first step.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said. Being you in relationship, as in getting to know who you are, and what Andrew said around the 5 elements of intimacy, having that trust and that gratitude and that honoring and was it trust, gratitude, honoring, allowance, and
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability. It's so important to have that with yourself first. And then when you do, that's when you can actually function. To my actually point of view is that's when you can actually you feel like you have choice. I mean, you always have choice, but sometimes you don't feel like we do. But when you're functioning from all those elements, you're in a really good position. But one of the other things too with trusting myself is asking, who am I being? So getting the energy of the infinite being I truly be, and then expanding out, and really expanding out to, the country, to the galaxies and beyond. And what I've found is that when you do that, if something like Andrew was saying before is sticking you or, a bit tricky, when you expand out, get the energy of who you be, make sure you're being you and not, your mother, your dad, or somebody else. Expand out the beautiful being that you be, expand out your allowance to meet your awareness. What I've found is a lot of those tricky things either just disappear completely, they just don't become significant anymore, or you're in a far better situation to kind of get the energy of it, not from a being stuck to it energy, but actually coming from that awareness. But girlfriend, you sound, just the fact that you've got that awareness, it sounds like you have a really cool connection to trusting you. What do you get? What do you know about what you just asked?
I think that I shut down my awareness that I know, because sometimes having the awareness doesn't match what I think is my desire. So that can get a little sticky sometimes. I think that's what happens more than not. Or like you said, I take on somebody else's point of view and then run from that energy and then go, oh, me, because
where am I in this? I think I've just disappeared. Yeah.
But now I gotta dig my way out of it or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love your languaging, because that's what we kind of think. We have to dig ourselves out or work at it, but it's really, what if we could just choose something different? And so it sounds like you've got super awareness, sometimes I need to be in question about my awareness versus what I think I'm desiring. And that sounds like you're trusting yourself beautifully. It's like you're really getting, oh, that's different. Okay, let's ask some questions. Have you actually acknowledged that? Have you acknowledged how amazing you are at actually getting what's going on with you?
No.
Well,
Really?
a really cute guy told me once that if you acknowledge, then more stuff shows up. So if you acknowledge how great you are and how much you are trusting yourself, then it can grow even more from that. Andrew, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, so what does it create when you're not trusting yourself?
Ooh.
Everything that brought up, all let down, try and create it all.
Yes.
Right, we're in good band on that. When you're not trusting yourself, all it's going to do is create more crap. Is that what you truly desire? No. So you could ask a question like, what energy, space, and clusters can my body and I be that would allow me to be that would allow me to trust me for all eternity?
Wow. Oh, Andrew, that's so kind. The energy of that's super kind.
Yeah. And thank you. Everything that doesn't allow all of that, times I got to do weird, destroy and create it all.
Yes.
Right, run, good, bad, on, and pop, shots, poison, guns. So asking a question like that is just going to generate that energy of trust and kindness and caring for you.
Andrew, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you very much.
Just how one question can just create. Can you guys feel that? Like there's just a kindness that's become available now from one question. And what if you functioned in and as your, with your relationships, not just your joyful other that you're having sex with, but everybody? What if you ask questions? There's such a kindness in asking questions with no point of view.
We can expand on that. What energy, space, and consciousness can my body, or what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be that would allow you to have the kindness and trust for you for all eternity? And everything that doesn't allow all of that times a Godzilla, where you destroy and create it all.
Yes.
Right, good, bad, on, and pop, shorts, boys, and so one of the things we don't do at all is to have kindness for us. We're willing to be kind to others, but never, ever to us.
Yeah.
When we're not kind to us, what are we creating? Are we creating the destruction of ourselves, or are we creating something else?
I just had 4 butterflies fly by.
Yeah, so we end up actually creating the destruction of ourselves when we're not being kind. So,
yeah, and the planet too.
Yes. So when that
Yay! What a great way to leave it. Sorry, we're destroying the planet. Get busy, guys. Get kind or else.
Yes, get kind or else.
Exactly.
Well,
I'll bring my whip out. You better get kind, okay?
Yeah.
That's funny. It's like, if you don't have your own back, I'm going to whip it.
Yeah.
I'm a monk of old, self-flagellating. Anyway,
actually, Andrew, I'm not going to let that one go. How many times do we do that? Instead of actually looking at what's true and really what's going on with our relationships, our first port of call sometimes is how we're wrong, and actually beating ourselves up in the hope that if I beat myself up enough, if I shrink myself down enough, if I, make myself wrong enough, this will get better. I mean, how many times do we do that?
I've done that.
Me too.
I did that really dynamically in a relationship I was in when I was young, and I was so unkind and self-judgmental and so self-destructive that it almost totally destroyed me. That was really fun. Not.
Yeah. Exactly. And and what if these set of calls that we're doing 3 sets? 3 sets, is that right? 3 days?
3 days.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. So what if we, guys listening in, what if you really truly wish to expand your relationships or find a relationship or create or whatever you want to do with relationships, and that is with yourself too. If you're doing what Andrew was talking about, that we all put our hands up and said, yeah, what if now's the time to change? What if now's the time to be that kindness to you and be that, be whatever is required for you to have the best goddamn relationship with yourself and everybody else. So that's all I'm going to say now. So I'm going to leave it to you to tell everybody about the calls, because he's amazing and I don't remember dates very well.
No, I don't remember them either, actually.
Oh, good.
That's, next week, next Tuesday, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or Brisbane time, for 3 days straight, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. I don't remember the pricing or anything like that off the top of my head right now. We'll
go as deep as you want us to.
Yeah. Obviously, if you want to suck your relationship, don't come on the call.
Yeah, you don't want to change anything. Don't come on the call.
If you don't want to change, if you want to be
fun,
if you don't want any fun, if you want to stay in the rightness of your point of view that your partner is wrong and you're right, and so on, no, don't come on the call. If you actually want to change something and create something totally new, come on the calls.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, what was
exactly.
the date? I don't remember the dates.
We'll put it on a link somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, we'll
sure.
put it on a link.
Watch the space below or above or to the left or to the right.
Yeah,
It'll show up.
one of those. And just something else.
Exactly. So, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to make clear, this is not only about having a relationship with yourself or your partner. It can be a business relationship, like with what Grace and Lorene have. It could be a relationship you would have with money, with
I love you too.
with your children, with anyone or anything. We're interested in you having the kindness for you, the trust for you, so that you can create something greater in the relationship. It is not about pushing your partner or the other into something. It just doesn't work. It creates more of that destruction.
And also, for me, it's about inviting a new energy onto this planet that I don't believe exists. That when you choose it, everything gets a whole lot more fun and a whole lot more easier. And what if relationships were there to expand your world, and they had bits for you to play with and they were fun? Like, what else is possible here? What if there's a whole new way of being with relationships? If you're willing to do that, come join us.
Now, are you willing to do that? You right there. Are you willing to choose this?
Poke the bear.
It looks really funny.
The 30th of August and the 30th and 31st of August and the 1st of September. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you're a darling. Thank you, sweetheart.
You can find it.
You're awesome beans.
Thank you for having our
She's
back.
so great. Absolutely. She's amazing. She's got my back, my tummy, everything, man. She's just awesome.
This is starting to get weird now.
Yeah, we better stop.
Does anyone have any?
Might just have too much fun with that. We can't have too much fun in this reality. Jeez.
Sorry.
It's all off to the loony bin.
Does anyone have any question before we sign off?
I do have one actually. It's maybe not for me, but I'm picking up on something. If you're in a situation where you've got, I'll go into a work situation actually, rather than a private one, where you've got maybe a coworker that is constantly on at you, like they just find everything wrong with you that they possibly could, and they nitpick, and they, anything that, any tiny, teeny little mistake that you could possibly or maybe not even made will be yours. And they complain to the boss, and they complain to everybody else about you, and all you try to do is just go to work and do your job. How do you be with that? How do you make it so that that's not real and true for you, and change the energy of that situation?
That one, that's a really big one. I don't think I can really address that in less than a minute.
Yeah, that's what was coming up for me. That's like a real facilitation of tuning into the energies, working what's going on exactly with what the person is. Are they choosing that job? Is that what's going on with the person that's doing that? The answer would probably be around energy flows and what questions you could ask. But yeah, I agree with Andrew. That's kind of like what the calls could be about. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Good question, honey.
Yeah, it is an awesome question. Thank you. Okay, is there anything else?
Okay.
No.
Let's tackle that one on the 30th, shall we?
Yes, we'll get our swords out. We'll be the maestros. Actually, not swords. We'll get the wands out.
Either one.
I'll bring the fairy dust.
Gone. Yay! Exactly. How much fun can we have? Changing the world, changing it up.
That's right. Okay, just to remind everyone, it's starting next week on Tuesday the 30th, Wednesday the 31st, and Thursday the 1st of September. That's Australian time at 10 a.m. Anyway, well, hope to see you on the call next week. Okay, see you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome.